All right, let's dive in. We're about to take a journey deep into the heart of our planet, into a world that's just full of unimaginable scale and, yeah, some pretty serious hidden dangers. Welcome to the Amazon rainforest. I want to start with a number that honestly affects every single one of us, 20%. Just let that sink in. That's how much of the world's oxygen comes from the Amazon. I mean, that is an absolutely staggering contribution from just one single ecosystem, right? So to really get a feel for this place, you've got to picture just how dense it is. The canopy, the treetops. It's so thick that when it rains, it can take a full 10 minutes for a single drop to even reach the ground. Imagine that. It creates this world that's constantly in shadow, a kind of darkness that can feel like night, even in the middle of the day. So just how big are we talking? Let's try to wrap our heads around the sheer, almost mind-boggling scale of this place. Okay, here's the number. 5.5 million square kilometers. But that's one of those numbers that's so big it's kind of meaningless on its own, So let's actually put it into perspective. Okay, to really get a sense of that 5.5 million square kilometers, you could fit almost 2 entire countries the size of India inside the Amazon. Or how about 7 Pakistans? Or get this, over 150 cities the size of Dubai. We're not just talking about a forest here. This is basically a green continent that stretches across 8 different nations. All right, so now let's go from that big picture, that satellite view, and drop down right into the world under the canopy. Because as beautiful as it looks from way up high, the forest floor, well, it's one of the most dangerous places on the planet. Down there, absolutely everything is fighting for survival. And man, is it packed with life. It's a biodiversity hotspot like literally no other. We are talking about an estimated 2.5 million different kinds of insects alone. And you might ask, why does that even matter? Well, because this incredible density of life makes the Amazon this living laboratory for evolution. It's like a library of genetic code that holds potential cures and scientific breakthroughs we haven't even started to understand yet. And, of course, among all that life are some of nature's most formidable predators. Let's start with the green anaconda. This is the world's largest snake. It can stretch up to 30 feet, weigh 250 kilograms. It's an ambush predator that has this incredible ability to swallow animals much bigger than itself, completely whole. A true titan of the jungle. But, danger in the Amazon doesn't always come in a giant package. Nope. Sometimes the most terrifying threats are the absolute smallest. And with this next one, the name really says it all. Survivors describe the pain of its sting as this searing, electric agony, exactly like being shot. Yeah, this is the bullet ant. It's only about 4 centimeters long, but it's the largest ant in the world, and it packs a seriously potent venom. The pain from just one sting is so intense, it can be completely debilitating, and yeah, in some cases, even fatal. Think about that. A tiny insect with the power of a firearm. Okay, let's move from the dangers on the forest floor into the very heart of this whole ecosystem. It's massive, life-giving, and, you guessed it, incredibly treacherous river system. The Amazon River, it is a force of nature. It's the second longest river in the entire world, and it can be over 300 feet deep. The amount of water it moves is insane. It pumps out so much that it could fill the world's largest swimming pool in just 11 seconds. But the real question is, what lives in that water? So, of course, you've got your giant alligators, you've got anacondas, but one of the most surprising dangers is actually this guy, the pink river dolphin. Yeah, a dolphin. But unlike their cousins in the ocean, this species is known to be aggressive, and they have actually attacked humans. They're incredibly smart, they have these large brains, and that makes them totally unpredictable in these murky waters. Now, for our next river dweller, I just want you to look at this number, 860. That is a huge amount of electrical potential. That's because the electric eel can generate a shock of up to 860 volts. To put that in perspective, that's way more powerful than a standard wall outlet in your house. It's an almost unbelievable biological weapon. And a single jolt from one of these things is powerful enough to just completely shut down the nervous system of any living creature, whether it's an animal or a person. It's instant paralysis, which is then followed by death. So, okay, knowing all of this, knowing about the anacondas, the electric eels, all the predators lurking in every shadow, you kind of have to ask a pretty simple question, right? Could a human being actually swim the entire 6,840-kilometer length of this river? I mean, it sounds completely impossible, basically suicidal. But back in 2007, one man decided he was going to try it. This is Martin Strel. He's a marathon swimmer who decided to take on the Amazon. And get this, for 66 straight days, he swam for 10 hours a day. And he covered the entire length of the world's most dangerous river. So how in the world did he do it? Well, he survived because of a brilliant and frankly super daring strategy. Okay, so he only swam during the day and he'd rest on a support boat at night. But here's the genius part. His support crew was constantly throwing raw meat into the river all around him. They used it as bait to distract the piranhas, the alligators, the anacondas, anything that might be lurking, keeping their attention on the meat instead of on him. So Martin Strel conquered a known danger. But our journey is going to end with what we still don't know. The Amazon is so incredibly vast that it still holds mysteries that, well, they just defy explanation. For instance, there's a river in Peru that's 6.5 kilometers long, and it boils at nearly 100 degrees Celsius, year-round, and we still don't have a solid geological reason why. Deep in the jungle, there are an estimated 50 indigenous tribes that still live with zero contact with the outside world. Entire human societies just thriving in isolation. And if you fly over certain areas, you can see over 300 massive, ancient symbols called geoglyphs carved into the earth. Some of them are over a kilometer wide, and we have no idea what they were for. And really, that brings us to the final thought here. For everything that we have discovered about the Amazon, its dangers, its wonders, it's what we don't know that remains its most powerful feature. After all these centuries of exploration, you just have to wonder, what other secrets is the world's greatest rainforest still waiting to reveal?